Making our headlines today, Friday, February 6th, long-serving Cayman Airways Captain Joey Jackson landed his final commercial flight yesterday. The record of 10 sales is marking its 232nd anniversary, and you can still participate in the Addison Kelly Butterfly 5K happening tomorrow, February 7th. Good evening, and welcome to CIGtv News, your official source for the latest and most accurate government information. I'm Travis Webster. Cayman Airways celebrated a milestone yesterday as Captain Joey Jackson operated his final commercial flight before retirement on the eve of his 65th birthday. The aircraft received a water cannon salute on arrival with a guard of honor made up of Cayman Airways employees, government officials, and family members. In a touching moment, his son Bradley Jackson served as first officer for the flight. The celebrations continued at Georgetown Yacht Club for a special reception where Honorable Premier Andre Ebanks, Deputy Premier and Minister for Tourism Honorable Gary Ruddy, and senior leaders from Cayman Airways Limited came together to honor Captain Jackson's outstanding career. On behalf of the team here at CIGtv, we wish Captain Jackson a restful retirement and a happy birthday as he celebrates today. Families looking for a bit of history this weekend may want to venture to East End to visit the Wreck of the 10 sale, which took place on the 8th of February, 1794. Here's a look back at the National Museum's speaker series from 2020, explaining the legend of Cayman's most historic shipwreck.
The fleet sailed from Jamaica on the 6th of February, 1794, but a leaky merchantman delayed its progress. So convert's officers did not sight Grand Cayman before sunset on the 7th of February. At midnight, when Master Thomas Popplewell reckoned that the fleet was clear of Grand Cayman, he obtained Captain Lawford's permission to shift the convoy's course more to the northward. So the voyage ended in the early morning hours of the 8th of February, 1794, when a disastrous chain of events resulted in the loss of Convert and 9 ships of her merchant convoy on the treacherous windward reefs of Grand Cayman. Captain Lawford endeavored to save Convert's passengers and crew, and with the help of the island's inhabitants, few lives were lost. However, Captain Daniel Martin of the wrecked merchant ship Britannia was one of at least 8 people who drowned. And this was an advertisement that had appeared in Jamaica in the Royal Gazette before the ships had sailed, advertising to sail with the Britannia. But he was one of at least 8 people who drowned. So the inhabitants of Grand Cayman helped to rescue survivors, but they had very little to offer the shipwrecked mariners. The island's population numbered fewer than 1,000 people at this time, and they were still suffering from lack of provisions caused by a hurricane the previous October. And we all know what that means, don't we? Those of us who were here for Ivan. Representatives of the Caymanian people begged Lawford, and they petitioned Lawford to remove surviving crew members as soon as they possibly could.
You can find the wreck monument in East End and learn more details by visiting our National Museum on Elgin Avenue. Stay tuned to CIGtv News for similar historic tidbits. Now for today's sports news. The Addison Kelly Butterfly 5K Walk Run takes place tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. at the Paseo in Camana Bay. The event raises funds for the Addison Kelly Mental Health Education Fund, which provides scholarships and mental health first aid training in our community. Last-minute registrants can sign up in person before the race begins. Join your fellow runners and walkers in honoring Addison's memory while supporting vital mental health education in the Cayman Islands. Time for our weather forecast. A cold front continues to dominate our weather pattern, bringing generally dry, cool air across the islands. Fresh to locally strong winds are creating rough sea, and a small craft alert remains in effect. Small craft operators and sea bathers should exercise caution. Tonight, expect partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of showers. Temperatures will drop to the low 70s. North to northeast winds at 15 to 20 knots will keep seas moderate to rough with wave heights of 4 to 6 feet. Swells are expected along northern and western coasts, and the small craft advisory continues. For local weather updates, be sure to visit the Cayman Islands National Weather Service website, weather.gov.ky, and follow their Facebook page for the most reliable coverage. If you're watching us in the CIG YouTube channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay informed with the facts straight from the source. That's all for today's news brief. I'm Travis Webster. We'll see you again on Monday. Enjoy your weekend.